So in our last video about learning Arabic, I showed you one book that I've used and used with my children, which is this one. It's a whole series. And continuing on this theme, I'd like to introduce you to some other books and concepts that will help you learning Arabic. And number one is, starting from this children's book, is what works for your kids will work for you. And this means exactly what I'm saying. You have to act like a child. Don't overanalyze things when you're learning the Arabic language. When you're reading books like this, don't say, but why do they say al-walad al-dhaki for the smart boy and not walad al-dhaki? Why? Well, because that's the way that Arabs speak. And if you want to speak Arabic correctly, then you have to eat all your vegetables before you get any more meatloaf or are allowed to have dessert. You have to just do what you're told. It's as simple as that. If you can be like a child and ingest the language and spit it back out, that's the quickest way that you're going to start learning the Arabic language. Also, don't get upset when someone corrects you. Just say thank you and sit up straight. Humility is really key here when learning, and basically learn like a child. Secondly, learn the science of sarf, or morphology. A lot of non-Arabic speakers, they waste years upon years learning Arabic grammar, nahu as it's called. Not that grammar is not important. However, grammar is not what will allow you to communicate with others. To learn it without learning anything else is a waste of your time from the very beginning. Why is that? Well, think of it this way. The Arabic language is like a body, and vocabulary is its skeleton, and verbs are its muscular system, and grammar are the joints, the ligaments that connect everything. Balagha, or rhetoric, is the life force that moves the body. So if you don't have a skeleton and you don't have muscles to move it, then you can play with ligaments and disconnected joints all day, but you won't have anything to breathe life into. You'll still be just a sack of bones. And that's the major mistake that people make with trying to study grammar early on without having vocabulary and morphology. So why morphology, or sarf? Well, it allows you to take one word in one form and create many variants. For example, the word ilm, knowledge. You can say alima, to know, allama, to teach, ta'allama, to learn, ta'alama, to fake learning, ista'lama, to seek instruction or information. These are all verbs in the past tense only, and you can make them into present tense forms and also nouns. You can have alim, a scholar or one who has knowledge, muallim, a teacher, muta'allim, a student, muta'alim, a person posing as knowledgeable, ilm, a knowledge, ma'lum, something known, ma'lam, a landmark, alam, a flag or a mountain. And that's 13 words from one root word, ayn, lam, mim, alima. So if it takes 5,000 words to be upwardly proficient in any language, minus pronouns and prepositions, etc., how many actual root words would you have to know? Well, if you knew 200 and multiplied it by 10, that's already 2,000 words, and you're almost halfway there. You need vocabulary to make the skeleton of your Arabic body. Sarf is like the science that allows you to form verbs. They're your stem cells. They create the bone, the muscle, the flesh, the ligaments. You can derive a lot of things from them. It's your basic building block to a healthy knowledge of the Arabic language. You don't really need an introductory text or anything, but there is a text that I like. It is this one by Whitwick and Ghafir. I think their books are great. It does have essentials of grammar, but the Arabic verbs in there are extremely important. And as far as dictionaries, I would recommend the Hans Weir dictionary. Al-Mawrid is another dictionary, or Al-Qamus Al-Wasit. The second topic that we should talk about, after you get your dictionary, you need to read the introduction, go through the verb charts that you find in this book or in the Hans Weir in the introduction, try to memorize it and devour it. Grab anything that you can. Get a book like this, and this is Al-Adab wa Nusus. This is a book from Al-Azhar, one of their curricula books. And I picked this up at a used bookstore for I think, less than $1. Use your dictionary, open it up, read the different texts in there, hadith and khutab and newspaper articles, and from all different walks of life. You have different texts, poetry and prose. And take your dictionary and double check what it says and look up the words and strive to constantly improve. Tear up your dictionary, rip it to shreds. Use it so much that the binding breaks. by actively applying it to work. So when that happens, don't buy another one if you got the Hans Wehr. Go and buy an actual Arabic dictionary like Al-Mu'jam al-Wasit or Al-Qamus al-Muhit, and then start learning from Arabic to Arabic. Basic understanding of Arabic needs to be turned into an advanced one. You can no longer rely on translating every word for word, but you have to go from translating Arabic to English and then translating the basic Arabic words that you know into advanced Arabic words. Another thing that I suggest for learning Arabic is to actually think in Arabic. And a long time ago, there was this Clint Eastwood movie, I think it was called Foxfire, and it's a spy movie where he stole a top secret Russian plane that could only be piloted if the pilot thought about how to move in Russian. If you've never seen the movie, big deal. The idea here is that sometimes you have to think in the language that you want to learn. Mastery of any language comes when you can think in that language. So you have to practice that frequently. One thing that I suggest people do is imagine that you're in different situations. You're driving in your car and say, you stop at a red light, somebody asks you for directions. How are you going to answer them? What are the sentences and the words you're going to use, and what replies will you give to their inquiry? It's a great exercise. It doesn't require a lot from you, but it'll show you where your holes are in your vocabulary. And then you can go back to your dictionary and your reading material and improve. Another thing that you should do is read at 3 levels. And if you'll notice, I actually showed you 2 levels of books, one of them being this book and then this book. And then we have advanced books like this, Al-Oud al-Hindi. Basically, it's an explanation of Al-Mutanabbi's poetry. And there are other advanced books that I like the Muqaddimah of Ibn Khaldun, as well as Maqamat al-Hamadani and Maqamat al-Hariri and others. But think about reading these 3 levels of books like lifting weights. Sometimes all you need to do is cardio, light, quick reps. But if you do that, you'll never get cut. Sometimes you need to do continuous intermediate weights, build stamina. But guess what? You might build stamina, but unless you lift heavy once in a while, you're never going to bulk up and build muscle. So it actually takes all 3 of these levels. Never discount. Never say to yourself, I'm not advanced enough to go here. Never say to yourself, this is too simple. But always try to improve whatever you're doing. Let me hear about your personal experiences in learning the Arabic language. What are the books that you've benefited from? And we'll do more videos like this talking about genres of reading, because quite frankly, you're never going to have just one book or one curriculum that's going to teach you everything. It's a cumulative process. So let's hear from you in the comments. What have you used for learning the Arabic language? What books do you like to read from? And what have your ups and downs been? And if you've liked this video, please like it, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you next time on Inside My Library.